Have you ever had the feeling of total freedom? Most of us have had a glimpse of this feeling, but it is often fleeting and it stays with us only a little while. The good news is, if you have felt the exhilaration of total freedom before, it is very likely that you will feel this way again. There are many similar feelings that you may recognize that are in the same spectrum as total freedom, such as love, joy, appreciation, personal power, and the feeling of knowing that anything is possible. Yes, we all feel this way every now and again, but can we stay in this good feeling longer? If the answer is yes, then how? Feeling good feelings more often is essential to living a fulfilled and happy life. Stay tuned and I will clarify how you can achieve this, and I will give you 2 easy steps to take in any situation to help you get a little bit more emotional control. Let me know how you feel about this information in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of videos like this one. Our emotions are constantly fluctuating like a sine wave going up and down, up and down. This is the reason that when we feel very good in the moment, it will not stay that way indefinitely. In addition, because of this wave-like fluctuation in our emotions, the feeling of freedom and joy is usually accompanied by an opposing emotion. The depth of this opposing feeling is determined by our emotional balance or emotional control. If someone is very emotionally unstable, the feeling of freedom and joy can be accompanied by the feeling of depression and despair from one moment to the other. Life can feel like a roller coaster ride with unexpected twists and turns and exhilarating highs and devastating lows. This is the power of our emotions. Our emotions are responsible for our wonderful and blessed lives, and they are equally responsible for our miserable and unpleasant lives. With this knowing, we can understand that if we are able to get a little control over our emotions, we can have a little bit more control over our lives as a whole. How can we control our emotions, and how can we avoid these awful negative lows in our emotions? Let's go back to the roller coaster of emotions mentioned earlier. As that roller coaster is pulling you up slowly to the pinnacle of the ride, you feel excited in anticipation for the coming whirlwind of emotions to come beyond that pinnacle. Don't get me wrong, I love both the feelings of anticipation and the feeling of the whirlwind of emotions when on a killer roller coaster ride. But with this deliberate high excitement and high stress undertaking, I am completely aware that this ride will end. We must remember, this roller coaster of life is on a continuous loop. If we stay on that emotional roller coaster too long, especially the high-flying, nearly lose-your-mind ones, we can become sick from the turbulence. Now, imagine this scenario. You are being pulled very high on your roller coaster of life. The higher you go, the more wonders and beauty you can observe down below. It's a relaxing climb that has small and exciting falls, but never very stressful or dangerous. You keep climbing and climbing until you're above the clouds. Up above the clouds, you have a clear vision of the future, and you know that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. You know that you can soar higher and that you will not be preoccupied by the lower level emotions and the heaviness that accompanies them. How do we get control of our emotions to allow us to soar higher in our lives? By noticing how we feel in every moment. By bringing a little bit more awareness to our good or bad feelings in the moment. Here's an example. Is there someone in your life that gives you an unpleasant feeling when they are in your presence, or you feel less than great when you know you will be meeting with them? Usually, this anxiety is accompanied by a physical sensation, a tightness in your stomach or in your chest. Were you even aware that even the idea of this person had this effect on your body? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But if you didn't, you've taken the first step to healing this lower level, bad feeling emotion. Now, this sensation in your stomach or chest, this tightness in your body, is a massive energy that can be destructive if it is not loosened or released, and there's no one that can soothe that heavy feeling but yourself, not even that person you are dreading. If you want that person to change, you have to get rid of that negative emotion first. This is the way to heal your relationship and take your power back. How can we get rid of the negative emotions we are feeling? First thing, as mentioned earlier, become aware of it. Now that you are aware of it and you've located where it is gathering in your body, you must stay with it, you and that emotion, in a sort of meditative state, and observe it. By putting your awareness and your breath into this mass of energy, you will uncover incredible insights that you were not aware of regarding your negative emotions. Often you can find the root cause of your unpleasant reactions. Little by little, you will be able to heal that negative energy by replacing it with a light and loving energy. By observing the negative feeling, you can dissolve the perpetuating negative emotion and release it from your body. When you can accomplish this, that person you did not like will change when this transformation within you occurs, like magic. Noticing how you feel when negativity is present is paramount to controlling your emotions. But we need to notice how we feel when we are feeling good as well. If by chance you feel excited or you feel like you have total freedom in the moment, it is important to notice and stay with that feeling for as long as you can. When you notice you are feeling good, you can sit with it in meditation, but it is not as important as when you are feeling negative. When you notice you are feeling great in the moment, remember that feeling and live it for as long as possible. Life will return the favor. By feeling the feeling of freedom and joy for extended periods of time, or basking in the positive feeling, you will raise your vibrations, or metaphorically climb above the clouds. For a final observation, we will ask the question, how do we raise our vibrations? Let's take the idea of a sine wave, and your emotions are constantly fluctuating from good feeling to less than good feeling, and then back to good feeling. When you're on the good feeling spectrum, and you sit in that good feeling longer and more deliberately, you hold yourself at that higher frequency, and it will not dip as low as usual because it is more present in your consciousness. By sitting with this good feeling, you are helping your subconscious understand that this feeling is an option in every moment, and you will more easily go there if you choose. It's a kind of reprogramming of the subconscious mind. You will, however, get those emotional lows and less enjoyable feelings, but because you held yourself longer in the great feeling, instead of going very low, let's say into depression, you go into impatience instead, because impatience is closer than depression to the vibration of joy. The more you are able to notice when you are feeling extra great and then milking it, the less you dip into the very low and heavy emotions that accompany it. What eventually happens with this practice is that you no longer dip into the negative feelings. This is how you raise your vibration. You are vibrating so high that your sine wave fluctuates from love to contentment, to empowerment, to hopefulness, to joy, to enthusiasm, to appreciation, to optimism, to passion, to positive expectations. So remember, number 1, notice how you feel. Number 2, stay with that feeling. If that feeling is bad, your intention is to break away the negative mass of energy. If that feeling is good, your intention is to amplify and enlarge that vibration. Thank you, good vibes, be free. And remember to always start your day mad nice.